Yo, what's up everyone? I'm back and we're in the Caprice right now. I already have the dash removed, but to get it out, you take this, for those that don't know, you take this panel off. So there's like 4 screws right there. And then you have access to the column. And then you want to remove these 2. This bolt right there and the other one that's up there, and I put it back up, but because you just want to take it down so you can get it out of the way. You might be able to pull it out, like if you don't have your wheel on, or you put it all the way in the tilt position, or you put it in neutral. But I was like scratching my column, so I didn't want to scratch the column, even though it's not perfect, but it's still so. And it's not hard to put the column up and down on this car, and it happens a lot. So I would do that. And then you got this piece right here, which is the cover for the cluster, and you can see it's got a screw, and a couple right there, and they're like Phillips, depending on your car, you know. Look like that one right there. And then you can just pull the column out. I mean, not the column. You can pull the cluster out. It should just pop out. This part is up here. I've moved it down some. You know, you just clip it. It's got these clips that clip in, so you just push down on them, and it should come out. And then you can maneuver it around, kind of. You got the heater thing right there, but that does move a little bit, and so you just want to scoot it down, and it'll come down here. I'm doing that so I have easier access to work with it. I don't want to cut it for this dash or anything, and so I'm going to use these clips that I got. I'm going to open this and I'll be right back. Alright, I got this open. I got this from eBay for like $10. These are some T-taps, quick connects, and so I'm probably gonna use this yellow one. I'm not sure. I gotta see what size these wires are and which one fits on this the best. But you just clip it over the wire, right? Clip it over the wire. I want to show you here, and then it'll make a cut in it. It should make a groove in it, so it connects to the wire. Then so it goes around the wire like that, makes contact, and then you can slide one of these connections over it, and that's how you tap in real quick. So there's no way to put this camera down, really. I would do one of these here so you can see, but hopefully you get the idea. Let me see. Maybe it'll stay right there. I don't know if you guys can see, but I also got this paper here, which I looked at some wiring diagrams and saw what I was gonna need for this unit right here. So I pretty much know what each one of these wires does, and I got them all written down here. So I was gonna put some quick connect T-taps on each one of the wires that I needed, and then I was gonna put one of these male connections on each one of the wires coming from the dash, and then it'll just connect just like this. We'll use this one. Let's see. So yeah, there it goes right there. That's connected pretty good. It's all insulated, so you don't gotta worry about the wires touching each other or nothing. So it should be pretty good. Hopefully you guys can see this. I can't really tell. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. So on this wire here, we're gonna be looking for, I mean, let's see. I'll put this on, I'll screenshot this or something for you guys, and I'll put a link to the wiring diagram if I can find it again. But yeah, I'll show you guys right here. Let's see. Ignition power, pink and black, number 6. It looks like there's 2 of them, so I'm gonna have to do some testing as well. There's a couple wires I'm gonna have to do some testing on to make sure which one I'm tapping into, and I'm gonna get my test light out for that in a second. So I think the pink and the black and the I think the ignition power and the ground, there's a couple that it could be, but now it's daytime, so I actually could see a lot better. But some of those black, I guess that's black right there, huh? I can't tell. It kind of looks gray, but in comparison to other things, there might not be any grays. I mean, there is a gray right there, but like that. That looks like dark gray, but it might be black, because that looks like black to me right there, right? Number 3 looks like black, but it's got a white line running through it. So that might not be the one we want, but it also might be the one we want. So there's a couple I gotta test, but the rest of them I pretty much got down. Like I could tell you right now that blue is right signal. So you can see it right there, blue. And then light blue is the left signal. Green is a temperature indicator. Brown is an alternator indicator. The dimmer is the gray wire. High beam is a light green. And a couple I'm gonna have to look into because I'm not sure. I believe the pink wire is a fuel gauge. So there's my list right here, and there's the wires right there. So you could check all that. You could pause this if you needed to. I believe these are correct, but I'm not gonna know until I hook them up, because I got tan. There are 2 tan wires. There's 2 tan wires. Well, let's see. There's 2 tan and white wires. But see, when I was looking at this originally, it was nighttime, so now I can see a little bit better. I'm just gonna have to figure out which one is which, because I don't have the low brake or the fuel light figured out yet, because that says tan for both of them. But we're gonna figure that out. Basically, what I'm looking for first is I'm gonna look for this ignition power at pink, and then I'm gonna figure out which one of these is the ground. And also, I think that black and white is a ground because it says fuel ground, but that I'm not sure. Like my little list here is not a wiring diagram, but it's also easier for people to understand probably. I believe that's probably a ground right there, so we will figure this out. And so that's what I'm working with. But the first ones I want to hook up to this dash are going to be the power and the ground, because I want to see the power come on it, and then I'm gonna go from there. And also I might start hooking these up right here, and I know I need them on all these colors right here. I definitely need to have them on the high beam, the instrument light dimmer, both signals, the temperature, alternator. I'm gonna have to put those on the grounds and the powers. Basically, each one of these is probably going to need one of these. That would probably just help me out if I just put a bunch of them. But there might be a couple wires that I'm not going to use, so they might not need them. But so that's what I'm going to do right here. Hopefully you guys can see it, and I can get my camera to stay up again. So I believe, let's see, I'm probably gonna go like back some on these, like midway. I don't know if I want to be right up on this, I'm not gonna clip it back in, but I'm gonna set it back up close to there. The wires are actually gonna come, when I hook them up, they're gonna come through here and down and connect right here. Because I gotta run them through there, also have the wires sticking out. So the wires gotta run from the back of the panel and down here. And so I'm gonna put them like midway right here, these little things. And I'm gonna start with the ones I know I'm probably gonna need. I'm gonna see how this yellow one fits. It might be too, that one might be too, let's see, is there a bigger one? Nah, the yellow one's the biggest one we got. So we're definitely gonna be cutting into these wires some here. And I believe that's how you do it, right? You just clip them on. Like that. Let me pull that off and see. Even just moving it around it probably is going to make a little cut in it. They have other styles of these taps as well. That's for sure on there once you clip it on like that. Let me, it did come apart there. You see, that didn't even cut open though. So I'm definitely gonna have to figure something out with that. But I don't want to cut these wires. So I'm probably just gonna come across it real quick and with the wire cutters and then put them on. So, because they're not really like sharp enough to cut it, I guess. So we'll be back in a second then. But that's pretty much what I'm doing here. So I might get a couple on there to make sure I know what I'm doing. You can see, like, it definitely messed with the insulation some, but it didn't quite go through it all the way. So I might have to cut it a little on my own. I'm trying not to cut these wires, but you could actually do that too. If you were not planning to use this again, you could just cut this off and connect the wire straight up if you wanted to, or put some male and female ones of these. Man, my camera's looking super bright right now. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. And I'm getting these wires in there. And I believe those two right there did it. It takes a little pushing into the wires. So let me see if I can try to do one of these here for you so you can see. It might be far away. Let me see what color I need here. I'm gonna need a gray. I'm gonna need this gray right here. So, and some of these wires might be thicker than other ones, but I'm gonna just do this one right here. So you kind of really got to force it in there, but it should make a little cut when it does. Get some floor mat action for me to sit on here. So you can see it's on there all the way in, and I'm gonna pull it off real quick. Just to show myself and you Did it go on? See, no, that one didn't make a cut right there. So what I also was doing, and I might get like a razor out. A razor might be a little bit easier to make a little cut in each one of these wires, because I was coming with this one and going around it and just like going like that, and how it works, but I keep hitting the dash. So I think I'm gonna have to make a little cut in each one of these. Like, you don't have to do what I'm doing right here. This is just what I'm doing, because I want to be able to have the stock wire. I mean, you could cut it and always put it back on, but I really rather have the option to do whatever I want. So spending a little time on this to get these working is worth it to me. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. I don't know if you could connect it straight to this somehow. You probably could, but I don't know. And maybe you could go straight to the back. You probably could go and tap in somewhere like that, but I'm gonna just do it like this, and so I'll be back when I got more of it. But you could do it however you want to. And they got different styles of these. There's another style, maybe it would have been easier to use. I don't find this a problem right here. I knew this was gonna happen, so I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna make a little cut in there without cutting the wire. So I'll probably just get a razor out or a wire cutter and just be careful. So I'll be back. All right, so I'm just gonna go around each one of these little wires with a razor, and just be careful not to cut a hole or cut them off. But even if I cut it off, so just be careful, you know, if you're doing this with the razor, if you're doing it like this. You might have to maneuver this wiring around some to get a good shot at it. Because I don't need to do too much, but you just got to get it exposed a little bit there so it get some connection, right? So you gotta see that. I'm not cutting the wire, actually, just the insulation. And so I know you can't really see anything from this camera angle. That's what I'm doing here. Take this one back off and make sure. Both those, let's see. So you can see, that's all I'm doing is just cutting the insulation some. And so it's probably easier to do without any of these on. And then after you got the insulation cut for all the wires you need, then you can just pop those on. So that's what I'm about to do right now. And it'll probably take me a while, so not a while, but probably not anything anyone's gonna really want to watch. So, but maybe you do, so I'll do some here. But just be careful that you don't like cut yourself and, you know. These other wires are like thinner, so you might just have to cut a little bit more insulation. Some of them aren't the same thickness, I don't believe. Maybe they're close, but so you see that took me a second, so you know, be careful. You could also do it like this if you wanted to. You could, you know, put them around one of these wires. I don't want to do this tan one yet because I'm not sure if I need that one. Probably do, but green, that's a temp indicator. I'm gonna need that. So you guys get what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna go through all these and make some cuts in them a little bit, and then I'm gonna pop these on. So for me, it's worth it. Like I say, I just want to have the ability to hook up this when I want to, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'll be back when I got all these wires cut that I'm gonna need, and have these, and I'll put these things on there. So I'll just yeah, I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. I got my test light. It's hooked up to a leaf or something. No, there. Yeah, make sure you get a good ground. That's probably not the best one, but it's working. It's working unless it doesn't work. So I'm testing the ignition power on these pink and black, pink with the black stripe running through. So we should want to see the light come on if we're getting power. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. See the light going on? So we're getting power on that. So it's hard to tape and do all that at the same time, but I don't know if you guys can see or not, but I'll tell you if it's getting power. So this other pink on the other side's getting power as well. The pink and the black, both pink and blacks got power on them. And that works for me because that means I can run power off either of them. That's ignition power. Let me look at this real quick and see if I got any full-time power on my little list here. So no. All these might not be right. We're testing stuff right now, but for sure, ignition power, pink and black, both of them, number 6 and number 12. So you could probably use whatever one you want to power it. So I'm just gonna make a cut in one of them and power the dash off that one. And then I need to find the ground, which, well, let's look again here. Right here, let me turn my ignition off. I think that ground is the black and white. I think the ground is a black and white. It says fuel ground. I don't know why I wrote that. Maybe that's what it said somewhere. But nothing else, none of the rest of these are looking, they're not, I mean, unless they're calling that black. The black with the white running through it definitely looks black. But these other ones that might be black, all 3 of these other ones might be ground, but they don't look black like the black with the white one. So all of them might be ground, so we're gonna find that out. That one right there, yeah. Okay, we're gonna find that out, and I'm gonna let you know. So once we got the power and we got the ground, I should be able to get that dash on. So I'm gonna get all these things on here, make all these cuts and get all these things on here. Oh yeah, and I got, you know, instead of using that razor to make the little cuts, I got this. But I just wanted to be, this is pretty sharp right there. So the other ones I had before weren't that sharp. So I wasn't really trying to cut holes. I wasn't really trying to cut these wires, but now if I could do it safer without like cutting myself with a razor, I'm gonna just go back and forth on this. Nah, I think I'm gonna stick to this razor, but I'll keep those for some crimping if I need to. Because you could go through this insulation and you could feel when you hit the actual wire, and you don't have to go through the wire. And I'm not gonna go through the wire. See, that one's right there, done. So I need that one right there. And I'm gonna throw one around this ground. I'm gonna throw one around this black and white. So I think this is a ground. It's the biggest wire that is as big as any of the wires here, so I'm just suspecting it's probably a ground. Just make sure this hits wherever you make your cut. Make sure it's hitting the metal too, because you can make a cut and not get both sides, and then this thing won't even be touching. So I believe it is, and if I have any problems, I'll just go back and mess with this some more. So you can see I got those two powers might get that thing running. Oil pressure of blue or channel white. I might just put these things around each one of these things and then not have to worry about it no more, right? Because I'm virtually using each one of these wires. I don't think I'm going to use both pinks though, so I don't have to do around that pink. And if it didn't get marked on my little list, I'm not going to do it. But I think those tan with white, I think that tan definitely gets used. And we're gonna have to figure out what it is when I pop the dash on. I'll probably make cuts in all these and put these on each one of them. So that's what we're gonna do. And the more you do this, like, you probably get the hang of it in a couple seconds. You might get some type of method down that works for you. And so it's not nothing difficult. Until you see me cut my hand off or something, then I'd say listen to another channel. Yeah, that one's open. Oh, that's brown right there. That's alternator. You might have to get some light on these to really see, because there's a couple on there that look like they're black, but they really don't look black compared to the black and white one. And then this one was looking like those ones, but in the light you can see that looks brown to me. I'm gonna do this black, this one back here. I don't know if it's black or not. I'm gonna do this one too because it looks like it's a ground, and then I could start testing that. And this pink one, I'm pretty sure that pink one is a fuel power. So I believe I hit all the ones up that I need. I believe I got all them. So I can start clamping these. Around. We'll see how this comes out. They should be all off a little bit. I didn't really want to put them next to each other, so they're gonna be here and there, you know. If you like getting things perfect, you could do it however you want. But I wanted them to be like wherever I felt like putting it. So I'm using these yellow ones. But we'll see if I need to change them to another one for some reason or not. But they feel like the one that fits without destroying the wires. But some of these wires might be smaller than others, so different year cars might do different things, so you just got to do what you want to do with it. So that's why I was trying to make the cut on the insulation on both sides, just to make sure that I get it in there. And I'm trying to do all these right now, so I don't have to mess with this again. But I did leave some, I left some black or dark, whatever the dark colored ones are. I left those, I only did one of those because I think they might be a ground. And so if they're all grounds, I don't necessarily need to use all of them. Well, I'm not sure, but we will know by the end of these videos. That is definite. So each one of these pretty much has one of these on there, except for some of these that I think might be a ground, and this yellow one, I'm not really sure. It says seat belt on my list. I'm gonna see if it's a power as well. See if it's ignition power at all. Yeah, it sure is. Wait, is it? I swear I just saw it on. I just saw that go on. Am I tripping? That one's on. I swear I saw that go on. I'm gonna watch that video over again. I swear I saw that shit go on. Okay, that yellow, maybe it is a seat belt. It's kind of thick, so I thought it had some type of power on it. I swear I saw it go on when I touched it the first time. But now it's not going on at all. Very interesting. I'll check the video. Anyway, I'm still gonna put one of these yellow things around it. I probably should have the battery off while I'm messing with these wires. I did have it off, but then I had to test some wires. And so I'm gonna just do this last one, and yeah, get on there. Get on there. See, now, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. I know I got them all over the place. It doesn't really matter. So now I gotta get that dash out here, but let me see. I want to test those grounds somehow. I could test it when I hook the dash up, but I kind of want to test it before then. But I don't know. I'm gonna take a break for now. So we got this part done. Now I'm gonna put these on the end of on the wires coming off the dash. I'm gonna hit each one of these up with one of these. I don't care if I'm gonna use the wire or not. I'm gonna hit them all up just like these. Then when it comes to connecting it, it's like, hey, this one goes here, this one goes there. I could connect it all up. I could do a quick test on it. But let's see, I'll probably put the board and the dash all together. So that means I got to take the gauges out of the dash. So that'll probably be the next step. But this is a step I wanted to get done. This is probably like, you know, you just want to have this part done. The rest of it all be fun. That was fun though. I like that. All right.